So, good afternoon and welcome to your Sunday yoga class. We'll start off in the seated. And what I just said before the recording is that I think we're going to skip our little opening Shavasana. My apologies, but I've kind of added a few things, so I want to make sure we can get to that and you can lay over the bolster longer later. So take a minute to cross your legs, clear the flesh of the buttocks. We're sitting on bolsters right now. If you do have a blanket or a bolster or a pillow nearby, it will be handy for our little Virasana series that I'm adding in. So take a minute to draw the sides of your waist back. Lately, I've been drawing my whole waist back, rounding the spine. And then as I press my outer heels, outer hips, lift the back waist up, lift the sides of the trunk, and roll the armpit chest up and over those shoulders. Soften your gaze and breathe. Join the palms of your hands at your heart and give your chest, your heart, a little bit more lift. Eyelids rest softly together. Breathe. Inhale. Lower your head. Surrender your head to your heart. Lower your hands. Lift your head and open your eyes. Switch your legs a second. Interlace your fingers. Extend the heel of the hands away. Thumbs, small fingers touching. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Pull the back of the arm into the shoulder and roll the thumb side of the hand toward the ceiling. Roll your wrists up. Breathe. Exhale, switch the crossing of your fingers. Extend and reach up. Bend the elbows, press the back of the head and hands in to one another. Roll the chest up and then extend the heel of the hands once more and breathe. Stretch the ovals of your armpits and breathe. And then exhale the arms down. Now just take a minute to bend your knees. If you aren't sitting up on anything right now, I'd suggest that you do. It can even be a stool, it can be a block, anything. What you're going to do is we're going to start with our right foot, and you're going to thread your fingers between your small toe and your second toe, and then get another finger between the other toe and work your way towards the big toe. We're trying to get our fingers down into the crease of the toes to stretch the toe base out, to stretch your toes out. Okay, so see if you can get your fingers in there. And you'll notice I will sometimes take a finger out because I can't fit my fingers all in at the same time as some people can. But basically I'm just putting my fingers down and stretching the very base of the toes so that those toes can spread. Then, after you've gotten your fingers down between each toe, release that. And take a minute to put your finger on the root of the small toe and the root of the big toe. So you're basically showing your foot the width of those toe bases. And then press out through the big toe and the small toe into your fingers. Create resistance there for your toe mounds. So your toe mounds are the padding of the base of your toes. Then work your way from the small toe side and press behind the toe. So not the top of the toe and not the padding, but do the back of the toe and press that toe away. And then do the second toe. You'll notice the second one might not work The middle one might also not push that much into your finger. Do it a couple times on those middle toes, and then get the big toe to press that middle area. Okay? Then go to the root of the toe back to the toe base, where the padding is, and press the small toe into your finger, the second toe, middle toe, and then working your way towards the big toe. See if you can find the root of all those toes. Then, after that, touch the top of your toe. This is kind of lovely to show. But basically, you're going to touch the top of your toe and press, and press, and press, and press. I'm glad I'm recording this. Yeah, good. Then your last one, you're going to rotate your toe like you're cleaning a brownie bowl with a spatula. Rotate it nice and slow. Get a full circle. About 5, 4, 3. Just doing the same foot, 2, and 1, and then reverse that circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. And then point and dorsiflex. Yeah, point and flex, point and flex for 5, 4. Go through the metatarsals, through the toes, 2, and 1. Coming onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers, come into the mat. Have your bolster or pillow nearby. You're going to want it possibly after. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Turn your toes in, or at least have them point forward. Cooper likes to turn them out, that's why I'm saying this. But I know that he's probably not the only one. So look back at your toes. Make sure those toes are pointing toward the heel of your hands. And you're going to notice probably a big difference from your right foot and your left foot. Take a minute here to go to the root of your big toe and dig that big toe in, and then spread across to your small toe. Like you're spreading the skin of your toe bases along that mat. Use the grippy or the stickiness of your mat. Bend your knees, roll your toes up, tip your tail up, and then press your thighs back. Press your knees back when ready. Keep working the toe bases. Even if your left toe wasn't stretched out yet, work your toe bases on both sides. But use the understanding that you just gained from working your right side so that you can work your left side. Spread across those toes. Tip your tail up a bit more and pull the upper arm sleeve into your shoulder. And then slowly inhale, move your body forward, and then exhale the knees to the ground. We're gonna bring our knees and ankles together. I'll show from behind. And either sit so that your toes are all curled under. So Cooper's done a few times today, so he might not need the bolster. If you need a bolster, a blanket, a pillow, you can do that here and still get a decent stretch in the toes. I'm going to encourage you to reach back and touch those small toes to get them really curled under and moving. You may want to wash your hands after class too. Okay, so again, you're going to see there's probably a difference with that right side versus the left side. I don't know what your left big toe feels like compared to your right, but notice that. Some of you, I can see a little bit of that rib action forward. Wrap the ribs in and sit. Sit into the feet, the ankles, and breathe. Pull the sides of the navel back, sides of the waist back. All right, come forward to hands and knees. And then you're going to extend your legs back forward, and we're going to move on to our left foot. All right. So, starting with the threading of the toes. Let's see if I can do this standing up over here. But basically, it looks like this. You get your small finger in and then work your way. For me, I work with those first 3. My left toe spread way more than my right, so you may notice that as well. But notice how tight it feels when you get your finger down to the webbing of your toes, and you get down into that area. Spread them, stretch them out. The first time it might not feel like you're doing much.
And if you put them in sideways on each of them, then it's easier to get them lower. And then you can rotate it.
I got you. So Cooper's saying he slices his hand this way and then rotates the fingers in if you're having trouble getting deep. Okay, and just kind of wiggle those toes, wiggle the fingers in a bit more. Feel it out, feel it. It's like when you buy those toe spreaders. We're doing it on our own right now. All right, now you're going to release your hand, and we'll start by touching the big toe mound and the small toe mound and press. See how my toe base is spread and how my big toe and small toe make a nice wide base when I press there. Broaden across those toe bases. Okay, then come to the back of the toe. Let's start with the big toe this time and press the big toe into the finger. And then the next one, middle. I'm going to do the middle again. I'm going to do those middle ones a few more times. And then the last one. For me, my big and my small react more, and my middle, it's those 2 other toes on the side, the second and fourth, however you see it, that don't react. Then start down at the base and press your mounds for each of those toes. Okay, and then the tops. Always my big one moves. Yeah, good. Okay, and then circle the brownie bowl. Nice big circle. If I'm rushing you, do what you need to do if you need to do a few more of those other exercises. Here we are for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse. So really rotate the toe mounds. Get the whole outer edge of that brownie bowl. Every last drop. 3, 2, and 1. And point, and flex, and point, and flex, point, and flex for 3, 2, and 1. Great. Okay, now you're ready to come into Adho Mukha Svanasana again. Downward facing dog. Spread the fingers, get the toe bases in, broaden across those toe bases, and move into the pose. Notice us warming up the strings, the base of our feet, of our legs. So as you warm up your feet, see what happens as it moves up through the shins, the knees, the thighs. Notice the control you have or the awareness that you begin to create as you wake up your toes. Now start to roll your toes toward the ceiling and possibly press your knees and thighs back. Remember, if you need to be using the wall for Adho Mukha Svanasana, you can do that, or a chair if you find your wrists, neck, anything is not feeling good here. Inhale, exhale. Breathe. Yes, press those thighs back and stretch the sides of your trunk. Couple more breaths. Pull those arms into your shoulders. Breathe. And then when ready, coming into Virasana, the same as before, bringing your ankles together, knees together, and you can sit on your ankles or sit with something between your hips and heels. And then reach back and clear the toes. Tuck those toes under. Most importantly, the small toes. And breathe. Inhale, exhale. Now, as you're resting there, Cooper's going to demonstrate the next asana. So So he's gonna come onto his hands and knees. Okay, and come up all the way. No more down dog. Yeah. Oh, come off of his hands and knees. No, stay where you are. Toes back. It's feet posts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's gonna step his right leg out to the side. We only rehearsed this once. Now lift your right toes up, press your heel down, and he's gonna reach his arms overhead just to get extension and lift. So as he presses down through the heel and possibly the back ankle, he's gonna turn his navel and ribs and chest to the left. Then swinging the back of his right hand to the inside of the leg, he'll reach his left arm up and over. Pull the right thigh into the hip and stretch. All right, so here he's really working hard to maintain his hips and not lean into his knee. He'll inhale his arms back up, and then we'll repeat. Okay, so everybody can come up. If you need a blanket underneath your ankles and shins or an extra mat, you can do that. Knees together a second, Cooper. So when you step your foot out, have your foot slightly ahead of your knee that's on the ground. So Cooper's gonna step his right foot out. Notice here how it's just slightly in front of the angle of his back knee. Then he'll reach his arms out to the side, press through the heel, lift the right toes. Turn the body, let's use our arms actually, Cooper. Turn your body like a helicopter, and then reach your arms overhead, inhale. And then swing the right arm down, and then left arm up and over. There we go, that's better, yeah. Extend and lengthen. Press through the heel, roll your navel, your ribs, and your chest toward the ceiling, and lengthen that left side. Inhale back up, arms back to shoulder height. Pause, and then helicopter your body to the left a little bit more. Inhale, arms up, and then swing your right arm down and reach your left arm up and over. Yes, stretch that left side. Lengthen and breathe. Pull the right thigh into your hip and extend. Last breath here. Move a little bit more to the right. Move your body. And then inhale, arms back up. Knees together or about hip distance. And then left leg out to the side. Have it staggered, so slightly crossed over in front of the back knee. Now, press down through your left heel, lift your left toes, pull your left thigh into your hip, arms up, and helicopter your body to the right and reach your arms overhead. Turn your palms up. There we go. And then swing your left arm down and reach your right arm up and over. Breathe. Stretch that right side. Lengthen and breathe. Pull your left thigh into your hip. Turn your ribs and waist to the ceiling and stretch that right side more. Body down, arm extends. And then inhale, windmill back up. Press to the heel and ankle. Turn a little bit to the right, arms up. And then left arm down and up and over to the left once more. Breathe. Stretch that right side. Press to the back ankle. Cooper, pull your left thigh into your hip. Lift your toes. And breathe. You don't want to be leaning into your knee. You want to lean into your heel and back ankle. Windmill the arms back up. And then legs together. Good. Okay, and let's come to standing Tadasana. Join your feet and go back to spreading across your toe bases like you did with your fingers. Lift your toes up, squeeze the calves, and squeeze the outer hips. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. We've set up 2 blocks here because we're going to be moving into some standing asanas like Trikonasana. Okay, so here Cooper's going to inhale his elbows up and jump his feet apart. He'll do this 5 times. You can join, okay? Bend your knees, inhale, jump your feet together. Inhale, jump or step your feet apart. Inhale, feet together. 2 more. Inhale, and out, and in. Last one. Nice, good. Now stretch beyond your fingertips and root your outer heels down. Back leg is your left. Turn the left toes in slightly, and then turn your right leg. We're going into Utthita Trikonasana to the right. So here, Cooper's gonna extend his body beyond those toes, and then he'll swing his right hand down to the rib or his shin. Either is fine. Keep the weight in your legs, in your feet. Now, just like you did in Parigasana, the gate pose with your knees on the ground. Turn your navel, turn your ribs, and turn your chest toward the ceiling. Extend your left arm to the ceiling and stretch. Try not to let that small toe drop. Lift your small toe. Pull your knee and thigh up into your hip and breathe. Press through your back outer heel and windmill your body back up. And then bend both knees and bend into your right knee a little bit more as you straighten your back leg. Parsvottanasana is now where you extend your right arm beyond. And Cooper, I want you to show on your thigh first. And then bring your right hand to either your thigh or the block. If you are pregnant, I do the hand to the inside of the leg. Okay, so he's gonna put his hand down to the block, roll his navel, ribs, and waist to the ceiling, or chest to the ceiling, and extend that left side. So from the outer left heel to your left fingertips, you got this long line of stretch. To come up, bend that knee a little bit more, press through your heels. Circle the left arm in front. Inhale, straighten the legs back up. Straighten your legs. There we go. Trikonasana. Straight legs. Extend to the right. We're cycling back down. Right arm down. Good. Turn from your back of your right chest and then extend your left arm to the ceiling. Lift your right toes up, lift your right knee, and pull the right thigh into your hip. Roll your chest and stretch. Now he's gonna windmill or press into his outer back heel and come back up. That's right. Now turn your feet parallel. Pause. Bend the knees as much as you need to and just put your hands down in front. Standing wide forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Bend your knees, Cooper. Yeah. So he's using a block. You can use a block most definitely. Watch the weight. We're trying to wake up our feet. So press the heels into the ground. Keep your feet on the ground. Not just the toe mounds, the heel. And breathe. Look at your feet. Are your feet parallel? Are they in line? Now is the time to adjust that. Inhale, stretch your chest forward. Inhale to standing. And let's just step our feet together a moment. Tadasana. Adjust the blocks as needed. So we're doing the other side, that same sequence. We're going to revisit those asanas each twice. So here, we'll inhale, jump or step your feet apart, arms out, chest up, extend. Look down at your feet or look at your video camera if you can see where your feet are. Now turn your right toes in and then turn your left leg out to the side. Straight legs. Utthita Trikonasana first is a straight leg exercise. All right, so extend beyond your right toe or your left toes. Yep, second side. Good, good, good. And then swing your left hand to the shin or the block. Feel free to take that top arm to your hip if that feels more stable for you. Now roll the waist, roll the ribs, and roll the chest to the ceiling like you did in the gate pose series. Press through your outer back heel, right heel, and then swing your body back up to standing. Use that right side. Good. Bend into your front knee. So you're going towards a warrior two, and then swing your left hand down to the thigh or the brick. Roll your chest up, and then bend the top arm to extend it overhead. So think my outer right heel Anchors down and extends all the way up to the fingertips of the right hand. Anchor the back heel. Swing your right arm in front like a windmill and pull your body back up. Straight legs, both legs straight. Yep, one more cycle. Extend, Uttita Trikonasana. Straight legs, yeah. Left hand down, right arm up. Roll the waist, roll the ribs, and roll the back of the left chest toward the ceiling. Expand across your wings from your left hand to your right fingertips. Anchor through the back outer heel, and then swing your arms and body back up. Bend through the front knee. Good. And then extend like in triangle, where you extend your body to the left, and then swing the arm to the thigh or the brick, and the top arm up. Good. Bend your knee a bit more and lift those front toes. Left toes up. Yes, sit your left buttocks down and breathe. Windmill the arm in front and come back up to standing. Straight legs. Spin your feet parallel. Use whatever you need to. Standing wide forward fold one more time. Hinge forward and place your hands down. Look at your feet. Turn your toes in or forward. Align the heels as best you can and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Take a minute to release the diaphragm. Feel how the hips, the back, the legs are starting to open. And then tune back into your feet. Anchor the base of your heel. Breathe. And then inhale back up. And then feet together. Tadasana. Okay, so this next little exercise is basically going to look like this. So I'm going to show you from the front and then I'll show you with the wall. But basically what's going to happen is you're going to step your right leg behind. Oh, I need to use the camera back. So here, I'm going to just turn my foot out a little bit more to the side. All right, and I'm going to lift my knee. And then I'm going to step this foot not slightly angled behind, okay, like I'm in a plie position. Then I'm going to bring my leg out, or my hand up, and bring my leg up to my hand. All right, so notice here again. So I'm bending the knees, pressing through the heel. Use this left outer buttocks to lift my knee up. So when I'm on the wall, it looks like this. So I'll go a little bit more here. So I turn my foot out. I get close to the wall for balance. I bend down, and I lift from this outer buttocks to lift up. Okay? Come down and lift up. We're going to do this a few times to warm up that base buttocks and for stability. So could we come to the wall here? Okay, so whatever sort of spot you can use. Good. Let's take the right foot in front. In case you do a couple, just give that right side a little bit of a breather, or left side. So turn your right foot out. Step your left leg behind. A little bit off to the right, so you want it over and bend. Then when you stand up, you press through your front heel. Pull your right buttocks in. Use the wall with one hand and hold with the other. So here, I'm pulling in this side. I'm pulling in this side here. Okay, so you bend back down and you pull in here. Okay, keep going. Yeah, you want to distribute the weight evenly. So we're not really doing tree pose. We're actually preparing for warrior one. We're trying to get the groins to sink. So you're sinking in to the groins as you come back up, using the buttocks, firing the glute of the base leg. Okay, up. You can lean forward for a bit of balance, but hold the knee so you can really kind of play with your balance. Yeah, good. Okay, one more time on that one side. Have you stayed on the same side, Cooper?
Sure.
Okay, good. Okay, we really got this right side working. Yeah, pull the left or the right buttocks in, and then come down. Okay, so second side, you'll stand on your left, turn your left toes out, all right? Pick the right knee up, bend into your base leg, sit your hips back. See how I sit my hips back, step my leg back, and to the side. And then as I pick it up, I think left buttocks in, left glute in, in, okay? Comes down, and I pull it in. Yeah, good. Yeah, try to hold your knee so you can you're isolating the buttocks right now. You want to get your buttocks to work, so suck the base buttocks in. That's the only way you're going to really feel it. Yeah. So here, Cooper's he'll come down again, step your right leg down. He's going to stand up. He's going to pull this in. Yeah. Good. So you get the biggest buttocks dimple. Yeah. All right, one more, or we should do probably a few more. I've lost count. Just you want to feel it burn. So think left outer buttocks. Pull the waist up, lift the navel. Yes, keep going. Left buttocks in. Okay, and just watch this one. So here, when I come up, okay, so I'm holding, both knees are bent, then I think this is like a vacuum. It sucks in, sucks in, sucks in, sucks in. So here, and from the side, right, this comes in. You can see the buttocks goes in as much as I can. I'm trying to get you to feel from the base of the outer heel all the way up into the buttocks, okay? So hopefully you felt something on both sides. Thumbs up. Okay, so now what's gonna happen, you'll come back to your mat. All right, I'll show this quickly. We're going to spin to the right. So what's happened is I've turned so that my right toes are forward and my left toes are slightly turned out, okay? So both toes aren't turned in, they're forward. The back foot is turned out, back thigh slightly turned out. So I've turned to the right. You can see my left toes are balancing me. I'm gonna bend into my knee. I've edged out so I can get a nice wide stance. And then I wanna pull this back outer buttocks in, like we just worked on in the standing. Lift through the waist and stretch those arms overhead. Drop the chin, pull the front thigh into the hip, and lift out of your back waist. Roll the chest up and press your back leg back. Then you'll come forward, hinge over that thigh, bend your back leg. You can hop the foot in, lift the leg up, bend like you're sitting in a chair, step it back, and again, lift up. Okay, come forward, bend. You either step it in or step it a couple times. Okay, your turn. So Tadasana, now that you played with it a little, inhale, jump or step your feet apart. Yeah. Turn to the right. Okay. Bend into your front knee. And then pull this left back buttocks in as you reach your arms overhead. Yes. Bend the knee. Good. Lift your front toes and really work the heel and mounts. Lift your waist up, Armpits in and stretch. Feel the front of the left quad and waist and breathe. Good. Then hands on your hips. Hinge over the front thigh. Get low, get low, get low. Get the weight into that front heel. Bend your back knee. Bounce a couple times like Tigger. Yeah. Step your foot in or jump it forward. Depends what works. Cooper's going to hop his foot forward a little bit. This is the first time he's done this. Step it in. Now lift your knee up. Yeah, and hold your knee. Stand up tall and hold your knee. Yeah. Good. So now you're using the right buttocks for stabilizing, the base leg. Then bend your base leg and extend your left leg back. Yeah, good. Good. Graham, give yourself a little bit more width. Your foot's right behind your front heel. Have your feet more hip distance apart. Yeah, perfect. Okay, go back into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Plug the outer left buttocks in and reach your arms overhead. Yes, press through the heel. Lift your front waist. Squeeze the outer hips together and lengthen. Swing the hands by your hips. Hover forward. Bend your back knee and step or lift your left knee up. Whoop. Yep. Good. And then step your left leg back. Everything okay? Okay. So last one, he's going to step his left leg back and sweep his arms overhead. Yeah. Good. Bend into the front knee. Squeeze the outer left buttocks in and lift from the front of the pubic bone all the way up the front body. Pull the thumb side of your arms into your shoulders and stretch those small fingers. Inhale, straighten the legs. Turn the face forward. Feet parallel. Inhale, feet together. Inhale, bend your knees. Jump or step your feet apart. And helicopter to the left. Bend your knee and swing your arms overhead. Stretch. Good. Press your right thigh back. Pull your outer right buttocks in. And lengthen beyond those small fingers. And breathe. Now, hands to your hips. Hinge at the hip crease. Hover over the thigh. Lift your waist. Pull your navel up and over that front thigh. Good. Now bend your back knee. And then hop it forward or lift it straight up. Pull that knee. Now think base leg buttocks fires in. Good. Bend your base knee. Hip back like you're sitting in chair pose, Utkatasana. Swing the right leg back and reach your arms overhead. And breathe. Outer right buttocks pulls in and lift. Pull your front thigh into your hip and lengthen beyond your small fingers. Exhale, swing the hands back to your hips. Hinge over the thigh. Bend your knee. Step or lift that leg up. And breathe. Bend the leg like you're sitting in chair. Swing your leg back and arms up. Lift and extend. Think small fingers are reaching. Kathy, see if your left leg can go back a little further, as long as your back feels good there. Yeah, good. Now press your thigh back and stretch the front of the left quad. Rhonda, sink into the front thigh a little bit more. Hips down. Yes, good. And breathe a little bit more. Get your hips down, everyone, or step your left leg back. Good. Now bend your knee, hands to your hips. Hover forward. Lift your waist up and over that front thigh. Lift your navel up and over the thigh. Now step it in or lift it up. Good, Rhonda. Yeah. Balance there. Bend your base leg. Sit back like you're sitting in chair. Sit your left hip back and swing your leg back. Yes, good. Hover forward. There's a secret. Cooper did a better job that time. But here, hovering forward as the leg comes back, arms up will help. Okay, inhale, straighten your legs, and then take a wide forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Yeah. Hands to the blocks, the chair, the ground, whatever. Anyways, that's a fun one for you when you're in the kitchen. Lunchtime. Just remember that's at the 40-minute stage of class, so you can rewind and do that. Or fast forward, I suppose. Now, as you're in Prasarita Padottanasana, look down at your feet, turn your toes in or forward at least, and then anchor the outer heels down. Lengthen your back waist and breathe. Inhale, come to your fingers, roll your chest forward, and then come to standing. Inhale, step or jump your feet together. Pause. So what's going to happen now is we're going to come to seated for Gomukhasana arms. But I would like for you to have a block available and for you to be able to sit up tall. All right, so I'm going to set up for Cooper. So here, I'm going to put 2 blankets down, and he's going to have a block available. Perhaps actually one more blanket. There we go. You only have a bolster or blocks to sit on, just something so that you're not sitting flat on the floor, because you want to get that lift out of your sacrum, back waist. So here, you'll extend your legs into a V position, and then cross your legs in, turning the thighs at the hips, and then letting the knees bend out to the side. Good. Then you'll reach your left arm out to the side, and swing that left hand between your shoulder blades or somewhere to the middle of your back. Then reach the right arm up, turn the armpit in, and bend. Stretch and reach your right elbow and breathe. Good. If the fingers touch, or if they don't, it doesn't matter. We're just getting a nice opening. See if you can work that right elbow a little bit more behind your head. Wrap the armpit in and stretch. To get a bit more length, press the outer heels down, pull the thighs into the hips, and lift the waist. And then release. Pause. Roll the armpit, chest, sit tall. Swing your right hand behind, and then left arm up and back. Switching sides and just observing the difference, right to left. Inhale, exhale, and breathe. Press the outer heels, pull the thighs in, and lift the sides of the waist. And then release. Inhale, reach your arms overhead and lift. Exhale. Now extend your legs in front. Clear the buttocks, so sit back and clear the flesh of the buttocks. Even walk your hips back a bit more so you can get familiar with your buttock bones. Much like what we did with our fingers and touching the bases of our toes, trying to understand where the foundation is, okay? So here, Cooper's gonna draw his right knee in. And he's gonna use that to help him sit up a bit taller. So to do that, he's gonna hold onto his shin, move the sacrum towards his ankle, and lift the back waist. Sit tall, roll the chest up. Good. Now, you're gonna reach your left hand behind. You wanna watch this first, what we can do, we've got time. And then swing the arm to the inside of the knee. So we're creating a bit of a magnetic action between the inner leg and the knee. So Cooper, hook your knee in, leg in. Yeah. Now lift your waist, turn the navel, turn the ribs, turn the chest toward that back arm. So this is an open twist. You just don't want to feel like there's not enough room to lift staff. You want to be able to lift the front of the waist as you're twisting. Pull the base thigh into the hip and turn. So here I'm on my fingertips. You can use a block behind you, but bend your arm to really get into the shoulders and help you turn. And then unwind, Dandasana. Inhale, arms up, sit tall, lift. Squeeze the outer hips together, lift your back waist, extend, and breathe. And then bend your left knee, press to the heel, and lift your waist, lift up, sit tall. Swing your right hand behind, even lean back and hook the inside or the outside on the inside of your leg and turn. Open the right collarbone and fold the right shoulder blade into your back. Turn your navel, turn your ribs, turn your chest. Breathe. One more breath here and turn. And then release. Put your fingers in behind you into the ground or the blanket. Squeeze the thighs into your hips and roll your chest up. Dandasana, straighten your legs. Let's do one more cycle, bend the right knee. Good. This time, just lean back a bit, put your left hand behind. Turn and hook. So get your shoulders to the inside of the knee a bit more. And get your arm a little bit closer now to your back. And lift your back up and turn. Inhale, exhale, and turn. Make sure the knee stays attracted or into your arm and turn. And then release. Dandasana, straight legs, sit tall. Squeeze the thighs and hips in. And then bend the left knee. Turn your body waist. And then hook the left arm. Get the shoulder, the arm to the inside of the leg. Turn the waist, turn the ribs. Open the right collarbone. And fold your right shoulder blade in. And breathe. Inhale, exhale, sit tall. And then release. Okay, Baddha Konasana, bound angle. Feet together, knees apart. Just for a moment here. Yeah, outer heels. You can press into your block or the ground behind you. Press your heels together. Press the outer edge of your feet down. And then squeeze the outer buttocks in. Much like we did in that balancing pose. Yeah. So get those feet down. Hands behind you and sit tall. Lift your waist. Yeah. And breathe. Good. Roll the chest up. And then fold the knees together. Upavista Konasana, wide angle. Open your legs. Release. Yeah. And then again, roll your chest out. If you have a block, a bolster, you can reach forward. Cooper's going to put his hands there. Lift his back waist up. Bend your knees a bit, Cooper. And lift your chest. Good. Roll your toes toward the ceiling. And breathe. And then fold the feet back together, bound angle. Yeah. So now you're getting your groins down better the second time after we gave that light. Okay, knees together. So Shatush Padasana. Cooper's going to lay the long way on the mat. So for this, feet are hip distance apart, not wider than your hips, but where the thighs come into your hips. So you'll press your heels in. Actually, first of all, lift your feet up and just give yourself a bit of space. So right now, he's created a bit of space between the floor and the second mat. Now he'll walk his heels close to his buttocks, press the heels down, press the elbows down, turn the chest toward the head, and lift the hips. Press the heels and rebound the buttocks up. Roll the hips up and over toward the head and roll the chest toward the head. The more you work your arms, press your elbows, outer edges of your shoulders down, and roll the back of your chest towards your head. Keep the chest broad on the back, the front, and the sides. Keep it nice and open. Press your elbows down more. Maybe bend the arms a bit more to get into the back of the chest. Relax your throat, relax your face. Soften the breath here. Outer shoulder corners come down. And lift the back of the heart. How much is your right heel pressing? How much is your left heel pressing? Create an equal action there. Press both heels. Rebound the heels into the mat and lift your buttocks. Last one, roll your buttocks up. Midline of the buttocks, cut it in and up. And then exhale down. Pause, hold on, keep your knees. Just draw your knees to your chest a moment. We're making our way towards Shavasana. If you'd like to put your legs up the wall instead of laying flat on the mat, you can do that. I'm going to demonstrate with Cooper how we're going to use a bolster under the thighs and a blanket behind the neck and head. Let the thighs melt into the bolster, into the ground. Turn the inner arms out. Back of the hands rest softly on the ground. And breathe. Make sure that you take your time to adjust your position. Adjust the shoulders. Let the front of the neck be soft. And make sure that the back of the neck and head are all supported by the blanket evenly. The blanket does not go under your shoulders, only behind the neck and head. And it's important that you find the right height for you. And then as you begin to feel the support, soften the skin of the arch of your foot. Soften the skin across the toe bases. Soften the webbing of your toes. And let your toes relax. Release your ankles, right and left. Soften your calves, your shins. Release the backs of the knees and let the knees melt. Thighs melt. Front of the pelvis softens. Hips sink. Waist is broad and long. Let your ribs be soft. And let the chest rise and fall on its own. Slow, soft inhalation. Slow, soft exhalation. Let the temples fold inward The skin on your forehead smooth and soft. Eyelids rest softly together and breathe. Slow, soft inhalation. Slow, soft exhalation. Lips and eyelids rest softly together. Soften the jaw and breathe. Inhale, exhale. There is nothing left to do but breathe. Slow, soft inhalation. Slow, soft exhalation. Outer corners of your shoulders melt further toward the mat. Watch as the exhale rolls off your chest and toward the ceiling. And then watch as your next exhale, the breath rolls down your chest and off your abdomen toward the roof of your house. And your next exhale, the breath rolls down your body toward your thighs and off your thighs toward the sky, beyond the height of the trees. That next exhale, the breath goes down the front of your body and rolls off your knees toward a tall building, the tallest building in the city. Exhaling. And then that next breath exhales down your body, down your legs, all the way to your toes. Rolls off your toes, above the clouds. Next exhale rolls down your chest, down towards your ankles, off your toes, and up, way beyond the clouds. Slow, soft inhalation. Slow, soft exhalation. Without disturbing your body, move your toes and fingers, ankles, wrists. Begin to bend your knees. Roll to your side. Pause. Opening your eyes to find a point of focus. And then inhale to seated. And join the palms of your hands at your heart. May we and all living beings feel the light, the love, the joy that lie within and all around us. Namaste. Thank you. Hope you have a good afternoon or what's left of it. If you had trouble with the balancing exercises, that may be something to play with. Or you can ask me questions if you need. But if you're good, I wish you a good afternoon. I'm going to stop the recording.